Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? Let's do a quick face. I know it has been a hot minute since I have been on, but you know, life happens. So let's get started. Sorry, I had a scratch on my arm. I'm gonna do just a full face hack. Hey Cassie, but I am gonna use our lightest coverage brush, which is the blend brush. So I am a full coverage person, that's what I like, but it's good to see kind of the different coverages to know kind of what you want to go for. So the blend brush has a super duper fluffy tip on one end, and it's still fluffy on the other end, but it's a little bit denser. So let's get started. I've got all the colors that I'm going to use in one compact. So I've got my brightener, I've got linen, and then I've got amber, which is my main highlight. I have shadow for my contour, and then I have honey for the illuminator and the Bella bronzer and the setting powder. That sounds very complicated, but you just shoot me a picture and I tell you what colors to grab, and then we just put them on your face. And then I've got 3 lip and cheeks to play with, and I got Soulmate in. That was the one that I thought I had kept ordering, and I kept ordering the wrong one. So I've got Sabrina, and then I've got Lullaby, and then Basic and Soulmate, and then that's the little brush cleaning sponge. So I am going to take that small end of the blend brush, and I am going to go in with that amber, and I'm just going to kind of pat it on there, and I'm just going to kind of put it on the spots that have a little bit of redness. I'm gonna kind of do an in-between of the Camo Bridge Pop method. And my redness has really gotten under control. I'm really excited about that. So a combo of the Camo Bridge Pop and then just like a regular hack. I'm just kind of putting it on how I want, which is totally fine. I always brush a little bit on my lids because they're always veiny. Okay, so let's keep on the small end, and I'm going to go into that shadow. So you're going to find your cheekbone, your cheekbone, and just go like right underneath it. It's like you're kind of like rolling below it. And you're just going to kind of brush it up. So we're going to get a little bit of color and definition and stuff to our face, but we're not gonna like totally cover our face, if that makes any sense. Okay, so remember, we're gonna kind of do a triangle. Sorry, I have this handful. So a triangle with your hand, and you're gonna do contour on the outside. So I'm still using that same side. I'm just lightly kind of brushing it on. Oh, I just dabbed into Bella. I didn't do that on purpose. So I did one dab in Bella on accident, but the rest is in the contour. Cassie, did that water, I don't have any words today. Did it go down? Like, is it gone from your backyard? I hope so. We had some serious rain yesterday. And some flooding around town. We're doing virtual today because of that. I found my jawline. And you're not going like on your face, you're not going like way below, you're gonna go right there on that edge. Cassie had posted a picture of her backyard, and it was crazy. I'm just gonna kind of go down my neck. It's kind of where your natural shadows are, okay? So I am gonna also do my brightener very last. Hey, Catherine! I had a friend who wanted to, she felt like her brightener, like super duper brightener, was blending in too much. So I said, let's try and do the whole rest of the face first, and then do that brightening color last. So I'm gonna do everything really except my linen, which is gonna be that pop color. So let's go back into amber, and we're just gonna kind of do it right there. I'm gonna leave this part open, like kind of like my T-zone area open. that's where we're gonna put that linen. I have to think about it. It's like doing a puzzle backwards. But I think that will give her that extra pop. And that way she doesn't have to layer and like do that brightener on top of everything. I'm gonna do it down the sides of my nose, so she can get that really big pop she wants. Do just a little bit just to blend it in, make sure I'm all covered. And it's playing games with me because I'm not doing full coverage, so my head is like, what's going on? Hold on. I'm drinking my lunch on the go today. I'm saving it for chips and salsa, my calories. Cinco de Mayo. All right. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go ahead, because that's really the only places we wanna put the contour in our main color. I had a little spot right there. Okay. So everything, like this T-zone area is where I wanna put the pop. So I'm gonna flip it over to the fluffy end of the brush. And I'm just gonna kind of, this brush, I've gotta set this down, my palette. This brush, I do swirl. With the other brushes I use, I do not swirl because they're full coverage. But this one is so fluffy, I have to swirl. It's kind of like a miniature version of, stick with me, kinda like a miniature version of the blush and bronzer brush, like in fluffiness level. So if you wanted a little bit of makeup to go to the pool, to go to the grocery store, whatever it was that you wanted to do, but didn't want to do like super full face, this brush is the perfect brush to use for that. Okay? Still got a little bit of redness right there. Let's fix that. Okay, so I've got my towel right here. I'm gonna use the brush cleaner. It's right here, because I told her, my friend, to get that big pop. Let's make sure there's no other color on her brush. I got a towel here. I'm just swirling it back and forth. It is a dry spray, so you spray it and wipe it. See that? Did you see it before? You see it now? Pretty amazing, right? And we're ready to go. Like, you don't have to wait for it to dry. So we're good. So now let's go in with the pop color, and that is that linen that I'm using. And I am just gonna kind of dot it there in the inner corner of my eye. Kind of like right there at the bottom. Like, we're gonna kind of like make a triangle, okay? Now right up. I'm not gonna bring it all the way down my nose because that's where it gets red. It's like right there on my tip of my nose. So I'm just gonna kind of stay, you know what that means, right? I do like to do it right there though. Okay. I think this would be more pronounced if we did it with the full coverage brush, but I kind of combined these two. Let's clean this side of the brush too, since that's got the other colors on it. Sorry, jumped in train of thought. Since I was using the blend brush for lighter coverage, but I also wanted to show her what I meant when I said do all the other colors first before you do your brightest color if you feel like it's blending in too much. So the other thing I said was, you know, always start from the inside out, because that's where that brighter color is. And you can always add a little bit of the illuminator there. But if you pulled it, like if you were to, you know, blend it down, you're blending those darker colors into it. So that's kind of defeating what she was trying to get. Yay. Do you see how fast that blended? Okay. So that would be your full face with the blend brush, okay? I am going to take my finger and do, I'm using honey today for my illuminator. So I'm gonna do it right there at the top of my cheekbones. You can put this on with the brush if you want. You can put all of your makeup on actually with your finger in the beginning if you want. It's kind of hard to judge how much product to use just because it is so different from what you've done previously with other makeup. So it's kind of easier to put it on with your finger until you kind of understand the pressure to apply on the brush when you're dipping into your creams, because it takes such a small amount. It's just unbelievable. Hey, buddy. You come say hi. Thomas is here. Hi. Hello. All right. Please don't bounce the ball. Okay. So we can still use this super fluffy brush, and we can do a little bit of bronzer. I'm still gonna use do everything, even though, you know, when you're doing a, can I finish this first? Okay, sorry. Even though I was doing a minimal face, I'm still gonna do all the things, okay? Just cause why not? I've got it here. In the one compact, the whole face, don't forget that. All right. So I put just a little bit of Bella on that brush, and I am just gonna kind of lightly, well, I mean, you can see it. We're gonna buff it in, but I am just gonna give it a little bit of warmth to our face. But this is a great little brush. I actually used this one on Mirren the other day too. And it's a great brush. I know not everywhere is requiring masks anymore, but some people, myself included, will get a little bit of mask knee, you know, that fun stuff. And this is a good brush because you're still getting the coverage, but it's so light. It applies just the small amount that you need. So it's a great thing for like a blemish cover up too. We're good. All right, let's go to the other side. Let's do a little cheek color. I have got Saffron, Frenchie, and then Ruby. So let's do Saffron for our cheeks. Find your apple and then go back just like a hair, okay? I think we're good. We may be a little darker on one side, we'll see. Once again, you can just take that little fluffy girl and just blend it on in. And you're just gonna get that light little pop of pinkish color. Isn't that wild how it goes on? It's like so bright, and then you blend and it's just like so subtle and glowy. Like, I just love that. It's just amazing. All right. Sorry, drilling. Okay, let's take our finger and I'm gonna do a little bit of saffron on our lips. I'm gonna do like just the bottom. And then I'm gonna add the Frenchie to the top. And then blend. So it's a nice kind of corally, that saffron and Frenchie together is kind of like a nice coral. But then I'm gonna add Ruby on top just to give it that glossy finish. And it's summer, so give me all those pinks. Love. I really don't think that I blended in my neck, so let's do that. I'm gonna get this blush off my brush. I didn't show you, got a little blush on there. Sprayed it with the brush cleaner. I was chit-chatting and don't think I was doing all the things. Okay. Yay, y'all. Okay, so before I go on to my eyes, I want to tell you, I have been using the Babe Lash lash serum, I guess, growth serum. But if you can see, you see that line right there on my eyelid? This one's not as pronounced, but it started giving me a dark line on my eyelid. And so I read a little bit more, and sometimes it does that to people. Evidently there's different kinds of lash serums. Some are made with a certain kind of something, and some are made with another certain kind of something. And this certain kind of something gave me this line. It will fade, but I have to stop using it. That's just my own personal experience. If you use it and love it, great. And it did work for me, but I don't like the line. I don't want to have to like go an extra step to cover it, although, you know, I am until it goes away. What else? So now let's go on to our eyes. I am gonna, because of that line, I'm gonna take that amber and the multitasker brush. I'm gonna go into that amber and I'm gonna make sure that I get a good covering of that, because that line, it may not bother you, but it's driving me bonkers. Like, I couldn't figure out what it was for a while. I thought I was just like seeing things, you know, in a camera, because it looks, sometimes things look different, like when you're doing a video on your phone versus, and I may need to do like more of a darker color, like yellowish color, because I feel like I can still see it, but whatever. Just pretend like you don't see it until I can figure out the right combo. It's stressing me out. Not really, first world problems, okay? Okay. So I just put a little bit of amber, which is like my main color, all over, just for kicks, because that's driving me nuts. So, okay. I'm gonna take the smudge brush, and I'm gonna take the big fluffy end. I'm gonna turn this around so we can see it. And I'm gonna go into Sabrina, which is my always go-to base color and kind of fixer color. I'm gonna pat it on my lid, and I'm gonna go all the way up to my brow line. So I guess the moral of this story, not really, but what else, is send me your lash serum recommendations that won't give me that line, because I don't want that. I guess it's just like where it stimulates the lash growth. I don't really know. All right, so that's Sabrina. That's gonna give us that all over kind of color. Okay. And then we're gonna take that smaller end. It does not have color on it, I stained it. I'm gonna go in with Lullaby, and I'm gonna go into that crease. And I'm actually gonna bring it up. If you catch the replay, just say #replay and share it for me. I don't know, well, I mean, I know y'all saw, I'm excited to get my clutch in, the little ivory clutch. It's a purse and a compact all in one. I'm so excited, it looks so gorgeous. I can't wait to get it. All right, so I'm going up higher because I have the hooded eyes and I want to be able to see my eyeshadow. That's why I go up so high. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of do it in the outer corner of my eyelid. And I'm going to add just a touch of this basic to that crease, just so we have a little bit of depth of that color. Just a little wiggle, not a whole lot. Just right there in the crease, I'm gonna add a little bit. Okay. And I'm just gonna flip the brush over and just kind of softly soften that color, Lullaby. And then just kind of brush it out a little bit. Leaving the inner corner alone though. Okay. I'm gonna take that flat side of the brush and I'm gonna finish off with that Soulmate. It's a super easy eye. Eyes don't have to be complicated. And I am just gonna pat. I start at the inside and pat back and forth. And it's just a real pretty light eye. It looks like you spent a whole heck of a lot of time on it. And it took us like no time flat. So we'll finish off, we'll go back with that illuminator, that honey, and just do it in that outer corner of our eye. You can always add a little bit to your lip. And I'm gonna take what's left of that Lullaby and Basic and just kind of smudge it underneath my eye. Perfect. Let's do some mascara. I got my Thrive mascara right here. If you haven't gotten color matched, let's get that done for you so you can try this cream makeup. Super easy to do, throw on and go. There are several ways to apply it, although you can do it any which way you choose. And then we've got different brushes that you can choose from for the different coverage that you would like for the application. Okay. All right, the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it with the setting powder, that Vanilla Dust setting powder. That's this one. I'm gonna take the small end of that blend brush and pat it right underneath my eyes. I like to use the setting powder under my eyes and actually on the eyeshadow. And then I'm gonna take the big end and then I'll just brush it all over my face, the setting powder. We've also got the setting spray. If you prefer that, some people prefer the spray over the powder. It's not gonna give you a matte finish. It's a nice, like natural glowy finish. It doesn't feel wet, it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel anything like that, even though it's cream. You'll be quite amazed, I promise you. All right, so this was the blend brush. We put our pop color on last, so you can see that stands out a little bit better. And we just did it with our whole face in one compact. So we've got the main colors we used up top, and then our lip, cheek, and eye below. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I would love to get you color matched and do a consultation. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.